Hi, I'm Luke Lango, and this is Investor Place Quick Picks, where we communicate to you some of the market's best investment ideas in just 5 minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the market's best long-term investment opportunities. The name Shopify, ticker SHOP. Now, Shopify is a golden, high-quality pure play on the e-commerce revolution. It is a stock which will significantly outperform over the next 3, 5, 10 years. But over the past 3 to 4 months, the stock has been kind of stuck in neutral. I don't think this is going to last. I think this is just a near-term consolidation period. Smart investors would take this opportunity to buy on weakness, continue to accumulate on dips, and as soon as the tide turns, it will very soon, this stock is going to go way higher. Here's why. I think it's best to look at the e-commerce revolution as a game with 2 halves. The first half played out in 2010s, and it involved Amazon, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Costco, all the big boys really developing super mature, complex, advanced e-commerce platforms that we all use today all the time. But who didn't do that in the 2010s were all the mom and pop shops, the local retailers, the small merchants, the small restaurants. They didn't develop the online tools that the big boys did. Only a third of small businesses even had a website going into 2020. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit and we shifted into the second half of the e-commerce revolution. In this second half, it's not going to be the big boys driving the e-commerce revolution. It's going to be the small players. It's going to be those mom and pop shops. It's going to be the local merchants, the local restaurants. Those companies, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, have been forced to build out capable and robust online selling channels. Their customers are getting used to those online selling channels, and over the next several years, these businesses are going to increasingly rely on these digital channels to sell product, to develop brand awareness, to get goods out the door or out the website, so to speak. So I think we're in this second half of the e-commerce revolution where small businesses are now going to join the e-commerce revolution. That, of course, is great news for Shopify. So Shopify provides e-commerce solutions to companies of all shapes and sizes, big, small, whatever. But they do have a focus on the small guy. They want to provide e-commerce tools, an e-commerce platform to help small businesses succeed in the digital world. Now, because we are in the second half of the e-commerce revolution and all the small businesses are finally jumping into the digital world, the implication is that Shopify demand is going to surge over the next 2 to 5 to 10 years as this revolution plays out. Indeed, we're already seeing that happen. Shopify pre-COVID-19 was a roughly 50% revenue growth company. Since COVID-19, it's been a 100% revenue growth company, and that includes 2 quarters, Q2 and Q3. So it's not just like at the height of the pandemic, everybody was buying online, Shopify grew at 100%. No, in Q3, in the summer months, when physical stores did open back up, when the world did normalize some, Shopify still grew at 100%, meaning that demand was still robust as the world reopened, because guess what? The digital revolution has kicked in for these small retailers, and it's not going to stop. Shopify is going to sustain elevated growth for the next, again, 2 to 3, 5, 10 years. As that happens, this stock is going to continue to outperform. Now, if you want to look more near term, Shopify is due for a blowout, and I mean absolutely blowout holiday quarter. You have to understand that consumers are going to spend this holiday season. We've already seen that the labor market's improving, retail sales are running higher, people are getting less and less afraid of COVID-19, or maybe more accurately, they're learning how to better adjust to the pandemic and continue to sustain their normal lives while the virus is still running around by wearing masks and social distancing and whatnot. So consumers are going to spend big this holiday season, but they're not going to be spending in stores. You know, many of the big stores actually are closing for many of the holidays' most important shopping days because we don't want crowds. People are gonna wanna avoid crowds. Businesses don't want crowds in their stores. Everybody's gonna sell online. Everybody's gonna buy online. It's going to be an enormous holiday season for e-commerce, especially for the small mom and pop shops. Because like I said before, last year, they did a lot of sales in store. This year, though all those sales are shifting online, that means Shopify is going to see enormous growth in the fourth quarter. So much so that I think the 100% growth rate, revenue growth rate we saw in Q3, that could look more like 120, 130, 140, 150% in Q4. If you get that blowout of a print, Shopify stock, it's going to soar when those numbers are announced in January. So when you look at Shopify stock, you have a long-term winner in a little consolidation period. So that's a great recipe for buying now for a breakout in the future, with visibility to that breakout happening within the next 2 to 3 months, thanks to what should be a blockbuster holiday quarter. Connect all those dots, and Shopify stock is a screaming buy today. I'd buy it on any weakness and let the fundamentals, the strong underlying fundamentals here, carry the stock way higher, not just in the middle of 2021, but into 2025, into 2030, you have a big multi-year winner right here. Well, that's all we have for this edition of Investor Play's Quick Picks. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, smash the like button, or if you like to read, come over and visit us at investorplace.com. We have some of the market's best analysis. Until next time, cheers and happy investing to all.